Hey everybody, just want to record another video today to walk through how you can just use Journey Builder. I'm going to go over some pretty high level things, understand how some of the tools work, understand best practices, things like that. So let's go ahead and dive in. First things first, as I say in just about every video, the most important thing to understand in Marketing Cloud is your data. So knowing what data that you're going to be working with is going to be paramount to your success. So first things first, let's come into Journey Builder, and I'll just go ahead and click Create a New Journey. So one option that you'll see first off is Journey Templates. Definitely check these out. These are some pretty cool options for you to come in and just use a template that we have pre-built that you can use for whatever purpose. Maybe you want to do an anniversary send, do a re-engagement journey, or welcome journey. But I want to create my journey from scratch. There are three different types of journeys. There's a multi-step journey, which allows you to segment and send people down different roads based on different conditions. There's a single send journey, which is pretty linear, just sending one single message. And then there's a transactional send. This is where you can connect an API event to your journey and send out password reset emails, receipts, things like that. Today, we're going to be working with a multi-step journey. So again, like I said, the most important thing is to understand where your data is coming from. So we'll talk about two of the more popular data entry sources. Number one is going to be data extensions, and number two is going to be Salesforce data. So we're going to use data extensions, but I'll go over these two really quickly. Salesforce data, this allows you to go in and look at any object at all in Salesforce CRM, assuming you have Marketing Cloud Connect or you have Salesforce CRM set up. You can look at any object that you want to that has some kind of relation to a contact or an individual person and enter that person on the journey based on any criteria that you can think of. So for example, I might come in here, go to my contact object, come down here to my master record ID because that's what I want to be working with. If they're created or updated and, this is where you want to know your fields. But I want to say if they're synced to Marketing Cloud equals true. So these are people that should be in Marketing Cloud. You can hit next. You can filter by individuals who are related to that contact. So maybe you have an account that is related to that contact and you want to bring in some information about the account. Or maybe you have another person like a boss or a user record or some kind of agent, sales rep, whatever it is. This is where you can go in and relate other people to your contact and do additional filtering. I won't add anything right there. Go ahead and click next. And then now this is the entry data. This is the data that you're going to be working with throughout your journey. So over here on the side, there's these tiny little carrots that you can go into and see what data you're already bringing in. But we know that we want to bring in their name. So I want to bring in first name, last name. I want to bring in their email address, their first and second email address. And I want to bring in their favorite color and their favorite city to visit. So this is all information that I'll be able to use in my journey. You can see a summary and boom, anybody that matches this criteria will be brought into this journey. So that's option number one. Option number two is to actually come in and connect to a Salesforce campaign. So if your company uses Salesforce campaigns, you can actually come in and tie your Salesforce campaigns into journeys in Journey Builder. So for example, I might say I want my telemarketing campaign, my regional and field marketing, and my nurture marketing campaign. If anyone gets added to those, I want them to also be added to this journey. So similarly, you can come through here, you define your entry data. So, you might come to your contact and lead information because you'll probably have contacts and leads on your campaign. So I'll do name. Oh, I don't think I have favorite on there, any favorites on there. So I might come into contact and type in favorite. So favorite city to visit, favorite color. So again, we're just jumping around between the different objects that are related to the campaign member, contact, user, lead, all these different things, right? So again, go click next, I'll have a summary. Here's all that information that I'm working with. Here's my filter criteria and what has to happen for them to be put on. Now, one really important thing to note is that when you set up a journey that's connected to a campaign, the campaign has to have nobody on it. So if you try to connect a campaign that already has 1,000 people on it, those previous 1,000 people that are on the journey or on the campaign will not be added to the journey. So you really want to start with an all new, fresh campaign with no contacts or leads on it. But for the sake of today's call or today's recording, I'm just going to use data extensions. This is one of the more common ways of starting a journey. So I'll come down here to my audiences data extension. I really want to use this Clutterbuster CRM contacts data extension. go ahead and hit summary and done. I'm going to duplicate my tab here. And then I'm off to the races. So the first thing that I want to do is bring in an email. So I want to say, okay, I want everyone who gets put onto this journey to receive an email right off the bat. So as you can see, I've got 20 records. I'll go ahead and select a message. We'll keep this pretty bare bones. So hats off for video template. Go ahead and hit summary there. I can change my message configuration in here. So if I have different sender profiles or delivery profiles, if I want to change the subject line, pre-header, I can do all that here. Under delivery options, I can include publication lists, which are opt-in lists that you can create, or suppression lists, which of course are a list of people that you do not want to receive this email. I can add a campaign tag if I have those, which I don't. I can even do send tracking results to Sales Cloud. So this will send individual email result data back into Sales Cloud. And then under advanced options, this is a little bit more technical in nature, so I won't get into that too much right now. So I'll go ahead and click done. Awesome. So anyone that gets put onto this journey will receive this first email, but I really want people to get this email at a time that's going to be specific for them. We really want to be at the top of their email inbox. So how could we do that? Well, put simply, you can use Einstein STO. You just always want to put Einstein STO before the email. That way, the journey will evaluate each individual customer's optimal time to send an email and send them the email at that time. So think, me, I am a night owl, so I tend to check my emails at nighttime, around 9:30 or 10 p.m. You might be watching the video and you might be an early bird, so you check your emails at 6:30 a.m. Well, if we want our customers to open our emails, then our best bet is to send them an email at just the right time. So Einstein STO evaluates the last 90 days of information for all kinds of purposes and sends the email out at that specific time. So again, if my time is 7:30 p.m., then Einstein might recognize that it's a good idea to send me an email at 7:25 p.m. That way, when I open up the email, I'm at the top of the inbox. For you, it might be 6:30 a.m. or whatever we said earlier. So again, might send your email about 6:20 a.m. That way, whenever you go to check your email inbox, that email is at the top of the inbox. So now we got the email sending at just the right time, but now we want to market to people differently based on different information that we have from them. So I might come over here and drag a decision split, click into the decision split, and create different paths. So based on their job title, I want to send people down different routes. So first thing that we can evaluate is contact data versus journey data. Contact data is going to be data that we have about the customer as a whole, 360-degree view of the customer. This is data that's constantly updating. So for example, if at one point I told this company, Clutterbusters, that my favorite city to visit is Seattle, but then I go to Hawaii and I really loved Kauai, so I changed that information, this journey would recognize that that information has been updated if I use contact data. On the other hand, if I use journey data, then the journey will only evaluate the data that we brought in from the data extension. So if I said my favorite color or my favorite city to visit is Seattle, but I change it somewhere else, the journey won't recognize that change. It will only check on the data that it brought in, which is how I want this journey to work. So I'll come in here, come into my journey information, and just like we said, maybe, where did that go? Yeah, favorite city to visit, favorite color, so on and so forth. But I'm actually going to be working with the title field. So if I say title is equal to Chief Executive Officer, then I want them to go down this path. That's the job title I gave my dog Howie. If you're familiar with my other videos, then you've probably seen that before. Another path is if your title is equal to, equals, or contains, I'll just say contains, head honcho. So different nuances you can build in there. That's the job title for my wife. And then another path for myself. So my job title is SSG. So I will say job title equals SSG, right? And then I can even name these different paths. So I'll say Howie, I'll say Emily, and I'll say Zach. So that's what's going to happen. Everyone else will go down the final path. So now everyone's going to get that email, right? Now I might say, okay, that all looks good. Since they're all going to go down a different path, then I want to send them different emails based on the information I have on them. So I'll just go ahead and drag over different emails or drag over email to these different paths. Oops, drop that one. And then I can come in here and define those emails. I put too many paths on here. Now we have to sit and watch this. But anyway, I'll come through here and I will choose this email for this person. For that path, for this path, I'll choose a different email message. So again, if you have different content, different email pathing, different things that you want to do, then this is kind of how you would walk through doing all of that. And then survey for this last one. I guess there's one more. I'm no professional presenter, even though I literally am a professional presenter. I just am myself. And then last one, I'll use this email template here. So now people are going to receive different email templates based on the information that we capture from them. Next up, what we might want to do is say, okay, well, that's awesome. Everyone's going to get this email. And I actually want to include a wait period. So I want to wait after that email is sent. And I want to wait 1 week before I send them another message. So now Einstein's going to recognize their optimal time to send the email at that time. It's going to wait a week. And then now we're going to use a decision split. And we're going to send people down different paths based on their job title. So one thing that's always important is to save your journey. You would hate to accidentally hit the back arrow and lose all your work. So I'm going to name this journey test journey for video. Go ahead and hit save, and awesome. So let's look at some of these other tools that we have to work with. So now I might come in and say, well, what if I want to re-engage my customers, or I might want to do some different A/B testing. So one option that you have is for re-engaging your customers, you can use what's called an engagement split. On engagement split, you can come in here, you can select an email message that's on that path. So I want to look at this email, so I'll choose USCM, and I will say if they clicked on this link or if they open that email message, then I want to send them down one path. And if they didn't, I want to send them down another. And that other path might be something, oops, didn't mean to click on that. That other path might be something along the lines of wanting to send them another email or a follow-up email, or even just exit them from the journey altogether. So I'll wait 1 day. I might wait a little bit longer. I might say, okay, let's wait 1 week. So let's send the email. Let's wait a week. Let's see, did they click this email? If they did, awesome. We might want to send them this email. If they didn't, we might want to send them this email to see if they still want to be subscribed. Things like that. So I'll come in here and define another email message. And this could be the exact same one, but I'm just kind of clicking and trying to get these little areas filled out to show you what an engagement split kind of looks like. Perfect. So this is how we can re-engage our customers or attempt to market to our customers differently based on if they engage with our previous email. One option that I always like to suggest to my customers is that if you actually don't get any engagement after a couple times, maybe send them an email asking if they still want to be subscribed. As much as you want to hold on to your subscribers, you also just want to make sure that you send people email messages that they actually want to receive. People don't want to be bothered, and you really want to keep that brand integrity. So consider using that follow-up email as a, hey, do you still want to be subscribed to this newsletter or this publication list type of email? Next up, what I might want to do is always hit save. So let's save that journey, and then we'll come back over here. And the next path for Emily, what I might want to do is actually some A/B testing. So I want to come in here and use Path Optimizer for A/B testing. And I'll drag over this email message, and then I will drag over another email message. So with Path Optimizer, I can do, like I said earlier, some A/B testing, send people down different paths, and see which email performs the best for my customers. So I'll choose my happy birthday email as the second one. And then if I click into Path Optimizer right here, what you will actually see, I really want this thing to go away, but it's not going to go away. I can configure winner evaluation. So I can do email engagement or a manual selection. So I might say, I want the winner to be whoever got the highest click rate. And I want to monitor for 14 days, right? And then on my split, I can add different paths. So right now I've only got 2, but I can add multiple. Right now I want to only leave 2, but I can even turn the dial on who receives, like which path receives more emails. So on this one, I might want to do a clean 50-50 split. And then I can even do a holdback. So actually, 1 second, let me do something real quick. got to come back to my journey and set a schedule to run once. There we go. And then now whenever I come into Path Optimizer, I can come back to my holdback and I can hold back, 70% for the winter. So I'm going to put 30% through these two paths, and then say Vortex survey does better. The next 70% of customers or the remainder are going to go through this path here because we've defined a winner. So that's how you can do some A/B testing in Marketing Cloud. Again, this video is more basic, so we won't get into everything too much, but let's just do a quick crash course on what these different tools do. So a join, pretty self-explanatory, but you can actually take different paths and tie them back together, just ensuring that everyone kind of ends up on the same path. So, I might drag a join to the end of all my different paths, and I want everyone to come back to, there we go, come back to this route here. So this is my master path. I want everyone to end up there. I can drag a join on, place it, drag it, drop it, and now everyone that goes through is going to end up on this path, and then they're going to exit. So that's one tool that's really popular. Another is going to be random split. A random split is very similar to Path Optimizer, except you cannot define a winner. So it's pretty self-explanatory, but basically you can create different paths and randomly send people down different paths with no winner definition, really no aim, but you might want to do some kind of, I've worked with a lottery company in the past where they wanted to send people down completely different random paths. So this is one option for that. People to get different results, different emails, different text messages, whatever that looks like. Another one are going to be these weight by. They're all pretty self-explanatory, but weight by attribute, you can look at an attribute on a person's profile and say when their favorite color turns blue, then I want to continue them down the path. Weight by duration, we've been working with that. So that's like waiting for a day. Chat response, don't pay too much attention to that one. That one's not going to be around for much longer. But again, wait until date, event, app event, push event. Those three are going to be API related. This one is going to be waiting until a specific date. So again, pretty self-explanatory type stuff. And for some reason, it's not letting me drop that anywhere. There we go. But yeah, anyway, you can wait until New Year's Day at a specific time and have your email message scheduled to be sent out at that time. On the second to last path, or sorry, on the very last path, I might say, okay, well, I've got everyone going down different paths based on all kinds of different information, but I really want to get Marketing Cloud to tell that information back to Salesforce CRM. So on the path for Zach, what we'll cover is Sales and Service Cloud activities. So all of these right here, these 9, as you'll recognize, are different ways that you can get Salesforce Marketing Cloud to speak back to Salesforce CRM. So say you want to do a lead conversion, you might want to do a lead conversion for Zach. You might want to create a task associated to the sales rep for Zach. You might want to do a contact update. Tons of different things that you can do. Create a case, update a case, all kinds of work can be done. You can even use this object activity, which can look at any object that you have in Salesforce CRM and create a record, edit a record, update, so on and so forth. So again, Sales and Service Cloud activities is how you can get Marketing Cloud to speak back to Salesforce CRM. So we'll create a task that's associated to the sales rep for Zach. So what that looks like is I'll drag the little task button onto the screen. I'll come in here and select an action. So I want to create a new task record, and I want to email the assigned user. And then now all I'm doing is doing some mapping. So I want to assign this to, I might come into their contact data. I might go into the org, the contact, and then I might find the owner ID. So I really want this task to be sent and assigned to the owner. Now the name, I might come in here and kind of do the same thing. Come in here to ZY Dev Org, go here, and then go to, let's go to owner. Where did that go? Let's just do owner ID again. That'll work. Go ahead and hit save. And then the subject, it might be Zach White. Click, or the subject of this is reach out to customer for potential opportunity, something along those lines. And if you want to do some personalization, you can do that. So maybe you don't want it to say customer, you want it to say their name. So I can say reach out to name. So I'll say reach out to name. They expressed interest in our product via email, right? So now whenever that task is created, that will be the subject line, and you can even change the different fields that you have on the task object from here as well. So I'll go ahead and click next, and we'll do a quick recap. So again, for path one, for Howie, we just wanted to test out engagement. So we want to send people down different paths based on if they engage with the email or not. For Emily, we really wanted to do some A/B testing. So we tested out two different pieces of content to see which one performed better. And then for Zach, we wanted to have the data that we captured from Salesforce Marketing Cloud to be passed back into Salesforce CRM. And that's how you would do all of that work. Now, of course, there's more to talk about with the Einstein tools, but just know that Einstein STO, frequency split, and scoring split take the previous 90 days of information and make smart decisions. So frequency split is more along the lines of saturation. So you don't want to email your customers too many times. A scoring split takes all of the aggregate data of their marketing profile and sends people down four different paths based on really their score. So you've got different personas that are created, and you can basically market to your loyal customers more often. You can market to your customers who are more likely to open, to click, to unsubscribe. You can do all kinds of segmenting from here. So, loyalist, selective subscriber, window shopper, and win-back/dormant. So based on all of the emails you've sent them in the last 90 days, everyone gets put into a bucket, and then you can market to them separately. So all kinds of fun things can be done in Journey Builder. It's really a really powerful tool, and so many companies use this feature. So definitely jump in, ask questions, toy around. My best piece of advice is to just go in and honestly just kind of learn on the fly. But one really cool thing is that I can come in here, click validate, and oh, it doesn't like this. Forgot. I've got to set my entry settings. So contact reentry. Do you want this customer to be able to come back in the journey? Yes or no? And when? So I might say I want them to re-enter anytime or only after exiting. You can even say no re-entry. And then my default email address, I want to use my single email or my primary, not my secondary email address. So I'll go ahead and hit there. And then now, oops, I can click done, revalidate. And something that's really great is that I can run a test. If this is a testable data extension, I can't remember. Probably is not. So while this waits, we will go ahead and take a look at that data extension from earlier and make sure that it is a testable data extension. Oh, looks like I've got a setup issue going on. That's okay. This is a demo org anyway. I'll just remove that. And then click cancel, click save. And then if this is if this is a testable data extension, I'll show you how you can run a test to see kind of what path everyone is going to go down. Awesome. Yeah, so it's going to pop up with some suggestions. You can do that if you would like to, but you don't have to. And then I can come down here and I can click test journey. I can select the contacts that I want to send down the different paths. So I know I really want to see this person go down, this person, and this person. Those are the three that we kind of built this journey for. So I can hit summary, hit start test, and the test will start. It can take a little bit of time to run through, but we'll just give it a second and let it think and make sure that we set this all up correctly. To be fair, I kind of flew through this, so if we're missing something, then you can trust that the method that we worked with is trustworthy and it'll work for you. But sometimes I go a little fast and I mess up my tests here. Awesome. So yeah, right here you can see that Zach went down the Zach path. You can see that who is this? Oh, Emily or Howie went down the Howie path, and Emily went down the Emily path. So everything is working as expected. We see that Path Optimizer shows the happy birthday email, sent them down that route. You can see on Howie that he went all the way through. We even checked out or it even ran the test as if he did click that email. So it went all the way through to the end. And then same thing for me. It went all the way down to the Zach path, sent me the email survey, and then create the new task activity. So everything looks good. Feel confident about it. Now I can go ahead and activate my journey, and we're off to the races. Thank you all so much for watching this video. I know it was a longer one. If you have questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section. Reach out to me on LinkedIn or wherever, whatever social media platform that you find helpful. But yeah, I hope you have a great day, and take care.